Hello, welcome to another Wick Editor tutorial. My name is Giovanni Rodriguez and today we are going to learn how to put together a level like this with all these details and also how to animate this main character using Pix Engine. Under the description below you will find the Pix template file. You have to download it to your local machine and unzip it. Once you unzip this file, you will see this folder structure. Please notice that now we have some graphics within the graphics folder. Those are for our main character to be animated. But also we have some backgrounds and the level map. And here some clouds and mountains, of course. Once you are within Wick Editor, we have to locate our Pix template file. Just click on open, then Wix, and then Pix Engine template. Do double click, and you can press start right away. So the Pix unit is already 50. That will be fine for this video. Remember, you don't have to always use 50. You can use less than that if you don't want to be that precise. But at the same time, as low as you can get with that value, it's more greedier, so it will use more memory. So for example, if you want to use less Pix unit, you go to engine, and then under Pix unit you choose. For the example, you could use half of it, 25. And it will work properly. You could also use 10. Even 5. Even 1. Now let's change that value back to 50 for this example. And hit play, everything is fine. So now let's go to import our graphics. Let's click in here, upload assets. And then let's go to our graphics folder and import all of them at once. So once they have been imported, let's go and start creating our main character. So let's go to graphics here and select the first C1 and add to canvas. So let's see if it's in the graphics. It is in the graphics layer. And now let's put it somewhere in here and let's put this down earlier, and let's click here in make clip. So now that it's a clip, let's do double click to enter into the clip area. Once we are inside the clip context, we will prepare a frame for every single action. For example, for this frame will be for the idle animation, which I don't have any. It will be only like an idle pose, but we will call it idle. Then one for walk, the other for jump, another frame for, let's see, what else do I have here? For falling, which would be fall. Another frame for dash. And another frame for floating. Once you have named every frame, now we need to do the animations. So for the walk, we have two pictures here, two PNGs, it will be C2 walk 1 and C3 walk 2. So let's start with the first one, add to canvas. And then since this animation is use 2 frames, we need to convert this into a clip again. So we will have to convert it into a clip, and then we will enter to the walk animation clip. So now we have a frame for the first animation for the walk, and then we can create a second frame for the second drawing, and we can expand this. Let's see, this seems to be too quick. Let's do like 12, 24. I think that this is fine. Okay, so now we have already our walk animation. Then we have to go back to the entire clip, and then we will go to for the jump, and for jump we only have 1 drawing. Let's do it. All right, then for the fall we have only 1 as well, so let's just add it. And then for dash, I think for dash we only have 1 as well, which is this one, like he is like in high speed. And then for float, I believe we have to, so we have to create another clip. So let's add this to the canvas, and then let's click on it and make it clip. Then do double click to enter to the float animation, and then for floating we can use like 7 for the first drawing, and then make another frame with also 7 more for the second float drawing. And then we can hit play and test that animation. That seems to be fine for float. Let's go back to the entire clip context, and then we have all our animations. We have our idle, which is not an animation, but we have a frame for that. And also we have another for walk, another for jump, another for fall, 1 for dash, and the other for floating. So now that we have all these frames created for our main character, let's put in every single default script and a stop command. So click on the first one and then open the script panel, and then put stop in here. Let's see, stop, and then do the same thing for the second, paste, and then for the jump, paste, and then for the fall, paste, for dash, paste. So basically what I want is every single time that I change the animation, it will not be playing, it will stop in the walk animation. For example, if I press play now, it will stop in walk, but it will be playing the inside animation of the walk, which is this one. Same with the fall and everything else. So for float, I can stop in here and hit play, and it will be floating in the air. Okay, we finished with all our animations, and now, so the engine needs all these frames to be like defined with names, so the engine know what to do. For example, the first one, it doesn't need to be in this order, but at least if we want our main character to be idle, we need an idle frame with the name. And the same thing with walk, jump, fall, dash, float. All these names are important for the engine. So let's keep that in mind, but also let's inspect our engine. Let me just do this. And here under the user code, let me just open this window a little bit more with a bigger font. Then under the player settings, go down until you see the animator section, and now you have to uncomment that section so we could use it. All right, as you can see, the animator has a clip, so we have to name our clip. We can name it whatever we want. In this case, since we have a blog going on or something like that, we can call it like a blog clip, but we can name it like James or so, or Flashy or whatever. So let's go with Flashy. Copy, and then click on the clip and put Flashy in the name. Paste. So those two names needs to be the same. So now we have Flashy, and here are the names that we are defining for the animations. So for the idle animation, we specify the frame name to be idle. The same thing for the walk animation, we define a frame called walk. Same for the jump. For running, we didn't define anything, so we can leave it undefined. For dash, we have a frame called dash inside the Flashy. And then for dive, we haven't defined anything for dive, so we leave it undefined. Therefore, falling, we define a frame called fall. And the same thing for floating, we define a frame called float. So now we are ready to use our animation for our main character. Let's hit play to see what happens. So everything keeps the same. So this is because we are using the engine in debug mode. Let's now switch to normal mode. In order to do that, let's just hit on the engine, and under the debug mode, let's switch that to false. And then click play. And we have our player animated, and if you notice, it's colliding with this collision block, but since we are in normal mode, now we cannot see the collisions. So in theory, if you want a platform like this, you have to provide graphics for it. So let's draw something very quick. Let me put a lock layer here for the collider, so I cannot mess with it, and within graphics we can create our, I don't know, a grassy block. Put like 5 in here, and we could do like now let me just hide the colliders layer for a while, and then if we want, we can put some, I don't know, brown colors, something like this. We could do whatever we want. And we have our platform drawing already. And then if we click play, we have our platform, but our clip is behind, so we need to open the graphics and put Flashy on top. And then let's click play, and now we have it. So right now, as you can see, we can walk by pressing left and right, and we can jump, and you see the jump animation, but also when we are falling, you see the fall animation. So let's now turn on the dash, and also the double jump, and also the floating. We have those deactivated. So let's go back to the user code. Under the player settings, let's do at least one air jump, and then under the floating, let's put that to true, and let's enable dash. And now let's click play, and we have our double jump going on. Let's dash with the Z button. As you can see, we have a nice dash effect here going on. And also let's try to float. Let's do double jump and then float. Oh, this is getting better. So the engine handles this automatically. You don't have to think about any of this. You just have to provide the animations for it, and it will handle all of this automatically. Okay, now let's delete that platform. Let's click in here and press delete. Same with this one. And then let's unhide the layer and the log layer as well. Okay, so now if we press play, we can see only our main character. All right, let's put together the level now. I have provided a level 1 map, and its size is about 4000 in X and 700 in Y coordinate. So let's do our level in the same way. Under the user code, let's collapse these player settings, and then under the level 1 settings, let's go to dimensions and put 4000 in here by 700. And then everything looks fine. And then let's just press, let's still use the debug mode for now, just to see the length of the. All right, so this will be the length of our stage. Okay, 4000 pixels. All right, so now let's include our level map into the scene. Add to canvas, and let's click on it. Where is it? It's under engine. We have to put it into the graphics layer, so let's drag and drop it. Okay, now that it's under the graphics layer, let's put flashy on top, and then click on the level map, and let's put it in the 0 coordinate and that will be it. So now, as we learned in previous videos, we have to put all the collision for the layer, and I will do that. I will do fast forward to this video until I finish. So for the ice platform, we want friction like 0.3 or so we can feel the ice behavior. Okay, now that we finished to put together all the collision blocks, let's hit play and test this out. As you can see, I have some walls that are not aligned. These need to be fixed. That's one. Let's continue to see all of them. And everything else feels fine, seems fine. Alright, everything else is fine. Let's fix that one. So let's put 50 in the width, and then in X0, and everything should be now fine. Okay, let's see the entire level in debug mode. friction is fine. Oops. Okay, now let's switch to the normal mode. Let's go under the engine code. Let's go to debug mode and change this to false. And then let's hit play. And here is our stage. So let's see. This is fine. I think that I can reduce the main character size a little bit so it can fix better. Let's see. Click. With holding shift key, let's just drag it a little bit and let's try now. This seems to be better now. Okay. We can walk. As you notice, since we are in normal mode, we are not able to see anything else besides the camera, because that will be the way that the end product will be. So now we don't have the grid and we don't have the extra part of the stage. So everything is the way that it's supposed to be. And we have low friction in this ice cube, which is very nice. And we can fly and we can do whatever we want in here. So let's put a blue background. So in order to do that, let's go to the background layer and then let's draw a square. Let's use a blue color. Let's see, 141, 188, and 242. You don't have to use this blue color, but this is one that I want for this demo. Excuse me. So then we can just put the size of the level to this square here, and the size was 4000. No, this is X, I'm sorry, it's a size 4000, and then 700 in Y, and then we want our X coordinate to be 0 and our Y coordinate to be 0 as well. So now we have a blue background going on. Let's press play. That's better. Okay. All right. Now let's add parallax scrolling. So I have 2 more layers for the backgrounds. So let's click in the background. Let's add our clouds. Let me see. Let's add the mountain first. Okay. Now let's add the clouds. And then we have the clouds somewhere, and they are behind the blue background, so we have to put it on top. And then let's see where they are. So we want them to be in 0 in X and 0 in Y. And then let's see. I'm sorry, now they are behind. I have to put it, and now they are there. So we have our clouds. Maybe we can put them a little bit below. So let's click on the image and let's put it like in here. It doesn't matter if it's under the screen anyway, because since we are using this in normal mode, you will not see any of these. So let's hit play now. So this is good. Okay. But if you notice, the clouds, whenever I go, the clouds are getting behind, and since the clouds are very far, like the sun or the moon, I don't want the cloud to be like with the foreground. If you go to the street and you keep walking, you will see that the sun will always follow to you. It will follow the camera. So we want the same behavior for the clouds. Let's do that. In order to do that, we have to go to our engine, and then under the level settings, we have a section called backgrounds. Let's uncomment that one. And then we have a example in here. We have a background called background 0. I guess we could use this same name to create our clip. So let's convert our clouds picture into a clip. So in order to do that, click on the picture here and then make a clip button, and then let's put it the same name as well. So back 0 was the name that we found in the engine, but if we don't want to use that name, we could use whatever we want. Let's put clouds and then copy that name. Let's go back to the user code settings, level settings, background settings, and then put, instead of back 0, let's paste clouds. And then what is the rate? Well, the rate is what I was talking about. A rate of 1 means that this background will follow the camera 100%. Let's see that. So if we press play now, you notice that the clouds are static 100% with the camera. So now they are following the user everywhere the user goes. We know that the clouds are not that far away, so we can add a little bit more of space in that regards. So let's go back to the engine user code, and then let's go back to the level settings under the background settings, and then instead of using rate of 1, so we can use maybe 0.8, which is 80% following the camera, not 100%. So let's do 0.8. So now if you notice, even the clouds are very far away. Now they don't truly follow the camera 100%. They are as well like moving a little bit as the player goes. So that's what we wanted. So we can do the same thing with the mountains, but the mountains will be closer to the users, so we'll have to adjust the percentage. So let's do that now. So let's click on our background layer, and then let's go find the mountains, which is, I think, back 1 here. Let's add to the canvas, and then I think it's this, no, this one, this picture in here. So let's put it into the coordinate 0, and then 0 in Y, and maybe we don't want it in 0 in Y, we want something below on that. Let's do like 300. Oh, 300 seems to be fine. So that looks good. And now let's convert that into a clip by click on it and then press on make clip, and then let put the name like mounts, copy, and then let's go back to the engine user code, go under the level settings, and then backgrounds, and let's create a second entry here, clip, mounts, rate, 0.5 or so. Let's do that. I think this is fine. So 0.5 because it's near to the, it's closer to the character, different than the clouds that are not that close. Let's try those numbers. Okay, this is good. So now we have parallax scrolling going on. We have the mountains at one like far layer, but also we have the clouds in a long distance, and this looks so good right now.